Here's what I think each Eastern Conference team should prioritize for the upcoming season. Morgan Geekie's 57 points as the Bruins' leading center just simply doesn't cut it. But at the same time, just acquiring a number one center is much easier said than done. Unless if top prospect James Higgins can be their future number one center, this might be a good year to tank for Gavin McKenna. For 5 seasons in a row now, the Sabres have performed better in the second half of the season than the first half. If they want to build their confidence and shake off the 14-year playoff drought narrative that everyone talks about, they'll need to get off to a good start. Currently, Jesperi Kotkaniemi is listed as the Hurricanes' second-line center. I think the Hurricanes need to slightly adjust their defensively oriented formula and do what it takes to acquire a true second-line center. After barely missing the playoffs, I think this young Blue Jackets core will only get better and will have a realistic chance to make it back this season. The Red Wings were steadily improving for 4 years in a row, but then they took a step back last season. Let's hope this was just a fluke, and that this season they can continue to trend upwards and into a playoff spot. If the Panthers win a third straight Stanley Cup, not only would they become an official dynasty, but they could also be a legitimate candidate for the greatest team of all time. The Canadiens made significant progress last season and have a bright future ahead of them. If they return to the playoffs and the young talent continues to improve, their season will be a success. The Devils' last 2 seasons have been significantly disrupted by injuries. If they're going to live up to their potential, their injury-prone players like Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton will need to stay healthy. Although the Islanders have been pretty mediocre in recent seasons, I don't think a full rebuild makes sense with their current core of Matt Barzal, Ilya Sorokin, and recent first overall pick Matthew Schaefer. Instead, I think they should focus on a retool now that Lou Lamoriello's gone and they have a bit more freedom. Not too long ago, the Rangers were amongst the best teams in the league until they completely dropped off last season. Before trying to go back to cup contender status, I think they should first just aim to get back in the playoffs. The Sens had a great year last year, so instead of just aiming to get back to the playoffs, let's be a bit more ambitious and see if they can finish in the top 3 of that fantastic Atlantic division. John Tortorella was criticized for inoptimal development of Matvei Michkov last season. It'll be really important for new head coach Rick Tocchet to see better development from their young players. As Crosby, Malkin, and Letang are all nearing the end of their careers, important decisions will need to be made balancing and respecting the players' wishes if they want to stay, versus getting assets back for these veteran players to kickstart the rebuild. The Lightning have lost in 5 to the Panthers 2 years in a row now. Even if it's impossible, they need to make specific and intentional moves to help counter the Panthers' style of play, whatever that entails. As long as the playoff format is the way it is, these 2 teams will probably meet again. Now that we've seen the Leafs make it past the first round 2 times, they need to take the next step and go to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no good reason why the Capitals shouldn't be able to follow up their magical season last year with another playoff performance this season. So hopefully they can make one more cup push in what is likely to be Ovi's last season. If you like this topic and want a deeper look at each team, be sure to check out my recent blog post at slapshotbets.com.